Hello, my Teaserking family. How is everybody today? I am okie dokie. I don't know, my foot's fine. My back's tender for some reason, which I don't know why. I mean, it's not real painful to a point, and then it goes away, and then sometimes it's painful. I don't really get it. Let me just get out of here. So, one second. I've been noticing some stuff that I thought might be helpful. So here's a Google thing, and it says, "Is Rivian, which makes electric cars, is Rivian at risk of losing its Nasdaq spot after steep stock sell-off?" So people are realizing these electric cars are bullshit, and they're not selling. And I don't know why everybody thought they would sell. This is where I think the market's controlled by the Black Rocks and the Blackstones and the JP Morgans, where they just dump their money. It's electric vehicles, but they don't understand Say's law, which is what I read to you from Alistair yesterday, where the governments don't understand Say's law. Say's law is economics. It is business. It is the economy. And you have to understand that to grow the economy, to understand the economy, because if you don't have an economy. Look at the communists. They tried to have the government control, not the people. This is the problem with socialism, Canada. This is the problem with communism, China, Russia, is that they think that they think that the government knows best and controls the people and tries to control the economy. And I don't know why they're trying to control it. It doesn't really make sense. But anyway, so they're controlling it. And so what happens is it never works because we determine everything, what we want to buy. That's what Adam Smith figured out. That's what Say figured out. It's laissez-faire capitalism. It's the individual buys the. Bobby wants to go get ribs tonight or Chinese, and I'm going to go get Chinese. How are you going to figure that out? In can't. But that's what maybe I want ribs tonight, or maybe I want to go and go buy a steak and cook a steak tonight. I mean, this is all free thought and free speech, and this is the whole point of freedom is you can do whatever you want. And this is what really blows my mind is when we can't. And when people think that's not important or no, we'll tell you what to do. Believe me, I guarantee you, and I travel, I guarantee you nobody in Barcelona or Portugal or Amsterdam wants to be told what to do. Okay, so this is nobody wants to be told to do. They want freedom. I want to go eat here. I want to go buy this. I want to go shopping for clothes. That's what we want to do. And government can't control that, nor should they try. And if they just put out black shirts and we don't want them, then the company making black shirts is going to go under. The people wanting blue shirts are going to not be able to get it. And then as we talked yesterday about price controls, what the fuck does the government think they know what to sell it at? They have to know what the company's cost structure is and what the market's price is. You can't just go in and the market changes the price all the time. Let's look at Coca-Cola. So the 2 liter is now like $2.99 at the grocery stores. So you're going to have price fixing, what, making it $1.59? Well, that's up to the market what Coke can charge it for. Because all of a sudden Coke can't sell it at $2.99. All of a sudden it's buy one get one free. So really, if you buy two, it's for $1.50 because it's $3 and then zero. So how does the government price fix that? This is a very bad thing for the economy. The government is trying to do, if it comes up with price fixing, which is what Alistair said they're going to do in England. If they do it in England, it's coming here. Only we all already know it work. It's sort of like Lamar Jackson. Good athlete, lousy quarterback, good runner, lousy passer. We've already seen it. Dante Culpepper, Steve McNair, Mike Vick, Bobby Douglas. We've seen these running quarterbacks. They never win. We see the ones who win: Johnny Unitas, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Mahomes, Burrow. We see it over and over again. If Burrow was a running quarterback, you think LSU would have beat Clemson by 30 points or beat Alabama? No, they never would have beat Alabama. Because you can defend a running quarterback, you can't defend a passing one. The guy makes a great pass and it's caught. There's nothing you can do about it, right? And then trying to get the blitz, and then he runs out of the pocket. All the Mahomes stuff, all the Rodgers stuff, all the Tom Brady stuff. So what you have is trying to do something that doesn't work and then hoping it works. And price controls never will work because you can't get rid of the market. You can't get rid of us. We determine every price and every product. We determine if we want electric vehicles or not. We determine we want gas-powered vehicles. We sell 17 million of them. And then there's the used cars. We're the ones doing that, right? We're the market. So Say's Law says we go and work, so we make money and then we consume it. And we also save it. There's nothing wrong with saving it. Then it grows. So I don't want to, you make 50 grand a year and your expenses are 45,000. Well, I want to be able to save something. So I increase my skill set. Now I make 100,000 a year and my expenses are 75,000, let's say. Waking up with a little cold today. So, damn, excuse me. So now I make 100 grand and again, only spend 75 of it. So again, it's okay. What do I do with the 25 grand I make? I don't want to spend it. I want to save it and let it grow. This is what all this bullshit with gold and stocks and Bitcoin is. So then I have choices. How do I want to save my money? I can put it in a bank, which right now I can't get the money out and I don't get any interest, and the inflation kills the money. So therefore with that, I'm in big trouble. So then you have, well, shit, if inflation, there's inflation, they're printing the money, they're losing value. And so what you have is Um, I lost my thought. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, you have the price fixing. Well, yeah, no, okay, the savings. I'm sorry. So you have the savings, so you have your options. Where do I want to put my money because I made more than I spend? And that's really important to make more than you spend. Most people spend more than they make, and then they are in debt, and then they need extra money to pay the interest on the loan that they borrowed from the credit cards. The credit cards are a loan. That's why I like debit cards because they're not a loan. They're my money, and I'll use that money. And the only time I don't is just like on a vacation, I pay for the plane and I pay for the hotel with the credit card. And then it's a couple thousand. Boom, I get home, I pay that off. But all the food and all the shopping on the vacation are paid for with the debit card. And in certain situations, if I have to turn my money into euros, then I do that. But otherwise, so understand credit cards are a loan. So you make so much money, you must do a budget. You must say, look, I only make 100,000. I cannot spend more than 100,000. And frankly, if I can spend 50,000, gives me 50,000 to play with and invest. So I don't have to work till I'm 100. Because believe me, you don't want to live with Social Security. I'm working, I'm getting 3 times in 2 checks. I get 3 times what I would have made in Social Security with my paychecks. And that's based on the skill set I've already developed over the years. My boss is already saying, you know what, can you do capital? Can you do assets? I said, well, I understand what they are. I just never have done it. I've normally done income statement, P&Ls, which are the expense side of the business, as opposed to the asset side. The assets are a car, equipment, tooling. That's the plant, the building. That's the assets. That's the capital. And then cash and stuff like that. So in mine, so let's look at us as individuals, not as a company. In mine, my assets are the baseball cards, the Canadian club, of course, the computer, the TV, the furniture, baseball cards, the gold and the silver, my bed, things like that are my asset, my car. And then my expenses are the food and, well, I bought a Picasso book. That's actually an asset, I guess, but probably not. It's only $10. But that's your expense. Mostly your food is your expense. Getting stuff for the kitchen and laundry detergent, stuff like that. Your toothpaste, those are expense. They're not because they get used up. Really, everything's an asset, but if it gets used up very quickly, it just goes to expense. So I said, sure, I can do that. So that's my skill set. That's what I've learned. That's how you make more. So now you can spend more. That's what usually happens. You start making more. You get a nicer car. You buy a nicer house. You buy nicer food. That's kind of how it works. So what you're doing, what 100% of the people are doing is they're looking for work, getting a paycheck, paying their expenses, sometimes buying assets. I save so I can buy gold because now spend a little bit on gold and silver and then at these levels and then watch it go up because now I understand why it goes up and I want to be out of the dollar because I know that's going down. So when I'm saving, I'm being prudent what assets to buy. So you got to understand all that, which nobody does. This class is the only class that I know that really understands gold and silver. Obviously, Alistair and Andrew, who I show you, obviously understand it. But I'm telling you, most of these idiots on YouTube, the Peter Schiffs, the Rules, the Reicherts, all these idiots, they don't understand it. They think gold, they don't understand the difference between paper and physical. They don't understand what inflation is. Oh, its price is going up when it's not. So they don't even understand it. But basically, you have choices now. So you make 100. Let's go back on track. You make 100, you spend 75, you got 25. What do you want to do with the 25? You can travel, you can go on vacation, you can, treat yourself, or, you say, I'm going to go on vacation with 5 of it, but the other 20 I want to make grow. Hey, I can be a millionaire if I understand where to put my money. And so I save it to get money later that's worth a lot more than the money I have now. So what do people do? They put their money in stocks. I'm going to buy Apple and Amazon and Microsoft and Tesla. And the reason you're buying it, because you want it to go up in value. You think it's going to go up in value. So I buy it for 100. I'm expecting it to go to 200. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's fixed. The stock market, I know I get hassled about the NFL being fixed, and it is to a point, but I don't think totally. It's not the WWF where they go, okay, Miami's going to beat Cincinnati. I don't think they do that. They might about covering the spread, but that's why you tease. The teaser kills the fix. So we understand that. So stocks, we know Wall Street's fixed. Look at Madoff. Look at assault on Wall Street. It's very much fixed that they'll start buying, and then you get in late. So it's like a football game. The spread's 2, and all of a sudden the spread goes up to 7, and you buy it at 7, but it was 2, right? So you could have got it at 2, and your odds on winning are 1,000 times better than laying 7, waiting till after all the action gets on it. That's why I like betting Sunday night, because I'm smart enough and quick enough to realize who I like, especially these over-unders, especially in college, where I go, fuck, UCLA 60, and then by the time we're ready to bet it Saturday, the next week it's 67. Hey, I just got it at 7. The odds of me winning are greatly increased. So you can play poker with your money and try to win. You can bet sports and try to win. Risks. Do you get the reward for your risk? You can go to the casino and play baccarat or blackjack. You can put it in stocks. You can put it in bonds. You can buy houses with it and then rent them out and hope people pay and don't kill it. You really can't buy cars and make money. You can buy assets. And again, that's the gold, that's the silver, that's the mantle cards, and you can buy Bitcoin. So the object is you want to make money. So you're investing your 25 grand and you're hopefully turning it into, 100 grand. Or each year you're putting in 25 grand. So after 4 years, you put in 100 grand, you hope it's worth 200 grand. And that's what everybody thinks. So as people, but they don't understand the game, but they understand like stocks are investing in a business. Maybe they don't understand that. They certainly don't understand gold. They don't understand Bitcoin. And then there's the bonds, or they don't get. And then it becomes what is the government doing with the money? See, this is what third party is. The government prints this. That's why this is worth nothing. But they don't print gold. Topps prints the mantle cards, where you did, the one I got in 1968. But let's say the one now. I mean, they print it, so you get Topps. And how many are they printing? You can buy a Joe Burrow, and you can buy Mahomes. Jamar Chase, you only want the superstars who you think will be good. I wouldn't waste a nickel on the Alabama quarterback, Richardson, CJ Stroud, Fields. I wouldn't waste a penny on any of that. Those guys are nothing. So you can get into each segment of, can I make money at it? So the first thing is, can I make money at it? So you even back up further. I got 25 grand. Is it better to invest and save, or is it better to spend it? The Keynesians, communists, want you to spend every penny you make, not save it and not really invest it. You're just taking it. We just want you to spend all your money. It's good for the economy. They missed the whole boat. That's not what's good for the economy. If you buy gold and silver is good for the economy. Buying stocks are good for the economy. Buying Mantle cards and Brady cards are good for the economy, because then there's a seller and you're making them money. See, it's a domino effect. If I go out and buy gold and silver, my coin store makes money, so he buys more gold and silver, and then he sells it. And he hires workers to, run it, and they go ahead and they sell it to me. So he needs workers for that, and then he's got to buy more inventory. So he's got to make orders with the government. So they got to hire people to make. So it's a whole domino effect. If I want something, I go get it, then they need to get more, so they order more. That's business. That's economics, Austrian economics, because I'm the one making the choice, and then I choose the price. I went to Meijer's grocery store, and I wanted nuts because I've been eating a little bit of chips, and it hurts my foot. I go, I'll get nuts. So I go get nuts. I don't even see. I think they had almonds. I don't know. I was either getting almonds or cashews. They had like a 16-ounce bag. And it's like, I'll nibble here, nibble there. So when I want chips, I'll have the nuts instead. And I get to the register, and they're supposed to be $7.99, come out $10.99. 16 ounces of almonds are $10.99. Are you fucking kidding me? So especially I'm getting the unsalted natural ones because I don't really want that much salt. So you had to do less. You didn't have to salt them. So it's $10.99. I tell the guy, I don't want it. It's too expensive. $7.99, okay. $10.99. So I just voted as the market, and I said, no, that's too expensive. Fuck you, keep it. Your nuts should not go from 7 to 10. You can call it inflation, and this is what I think of the inflation. Fuck you. When you lower the price, I'll buy it. Until then, I won't. And that's what I want to tell you and teach you. If things are too expensive and you can live with a substitute. So I think I bought a can of Planters for $3.99. That was probably 8 ounces instead of 16. It was $3.99. Okay, that fits into my budget. And I bought that. And I didn't have as much. I didn't have 16 ounces, but I didn't care. I just wanted some nuts instead of chips. So that's how we vote, right? If you make it too expensive, we don't buy. What do the nut people do? If nobody buys them and they're just sitting on the shelf for a month, guess what? They lower the price. That's why it, first of all, is not deflation. And second of all, we are controlling it. We are the market. And that's what everybody needs to understand. So again, if the price is normal, then I'm buying it. They're making it. They got to refill the inventory. So that's the whole economy, right? I go buy hamburger. The grocery store runs out. They got to order more. The distribution center or the meat place has to slay another cow and get all the meat off of them, and then send more meat to the grocery store. So it's a whole domino effect. I buy it, the butcher then has to wrap it up for me. The other butcher then cuts more, and then they got to order more inventory. So that's really what the U.S. is. It's a bunch of inventory, and the companies are selling their inventory. That's really what economics is. We then sit there and set the price, because if you want to, like at the other grocery store, I love the ribs there. You get 3 ribs. It's like a bone. It's a big chunk of meat, a bone, a big chunk, a bone, a big chunk. And they're selling them. They used to sell them for $9.99. When I came back from Alabama, they're like $15.99. Fuck, that's too expensive, because I'm paying a lot for the bone. So if you take the bone off, then it would just be the meat. But I do love them, and I will get them once. Now that I'm back to work, I'll probably go get them. But at this point, so I said no. So they're just sitting in the counter. And they're sitting and sitting. And eventually, if nobody pays 15, they will have to lower their price. Problem is, people aren't smart enough to understand that. So they go, well, I got to pay. Prices went up. I got to pay 15. No, you don't have to. So that's what I try to warn the barbecue place about. You go to 45, you'll be out of business because nobody's going to pay 45 for a slab of ribs. You've got to keep it at market, right? Just like the ribs that I just talked about at $9.99, they go to 15, and you're going to sell far fewer. Just like my haircut, 22, now it's 25. Really, the market's about 20, and I agreed to 22, but now at 25, fuck you. So they don't understand. We control everything. So we just sit there and say, no, I'm not going to pay. I don't go back. They go out of business. If everybody does that, then they got to lower their price and come out with ads saying, well, we've lowered our price back to 20. You know, the professor was right. We were wrong. So what you're doing is looking for companies that can roll inventory on and on and on. Those are the companies you want to buy stock in. You certainly don't want to be in banks because they're all going broke. So you look at different sectors and you go, you know, utilities are safe. Everybody needs electricity, but the price is going up. So what do people do? They, instead of having their house at 70 in the summer, they're going to have it at 67 and use less air, 73, use less air or heat, but still you need it. So you look at all the products and you go, what's the gold standard? What do you cannot substitute? And really, there is no product. I'm going to say it's gold and silver. You can substitute this for gold and silver, but you can't substitute gold and silver for this. And I'm trying to think, computers, okay, if I don't want an Apple, I got an Acre here. This is an ASUS. I don't need the brand. I just need the computer. TVs, well, we know there's 10 different products. Couches, there's 10 different ones. You know, you want dishes, you want a bed, you want sheets, and you want towels. All that's substitutable. You can go and get it at one store, get it at another store. So when you're looking for stocks, I want to invest my 25 grand. You got to be careful. A lot of competition. As prices go up, they're going to sell less inventory. Unless they're smart enough to realize they've got to keep their price at market. Oh, my costs went up. I got to charge more. No, because we don't want to pay more. We don't give a fuck that your costs went up. That's not our problem. That's your problem. So you either keep the price where it's at market, Coca-Cola, Oreos, even fucking Doritos. I was going to buy a bag of Doritos. And they had like the 12-ounce bag was like $5. I just threw it. I threw it away. I said that's why I went to the nuts. I said I don't need this shit. Plus, I didn't need 10 ounces or 12 ounces. Where the fuck do they get off? $5 for a bag of Doritos? It cost them 80 cents. So that's what you're really looking at is companies that move the inventory, but almost every piece of inventory is substitutable. I don't need Coke. I can buy Pepsi. The only thing, Bobby, is our Canadian Club 12-year. You got to get Canadian Club, but you can get a smaller size. But that's really what it's all about. So where do I put my money? I'm making 100 grand. My expenses are 75. I'm assuming after tax. So I got 25 grand to invest to turn into 100. So I don't have to fucking work till I'm dead. And that's really what it is. So stocks, very hard, very manipulated by Wall Street, worse than football. Bonds, there's no reason. Hey, Teddy, Bengals. I assume you're saying Bengals. Okay. Yeah, I like the Bengals. Is there a question, or are you saying hello, or I'm not quite sure what you're saying. So anyway, that's what you're fishing for. So you can put it in the bank in a money market. You can put it in the bank as an annuity. You can put it in at a Morgan Stanley as a RIT, real estate investment. So you're buying mortgages. Hopefully the people pay their mortgages so you get your percentage. You can buy baseball cards. You can buy Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, we don't really know what it is. It's certainly not money, and we know it's not gold. So we don't know what Bitcoin is. It leaves it to, it's to me a collectible. It's like a well, it's like a baseball card in the fact that it's not limited and very much, well, although the difference is I would rather have a baseball card because I know the Mantle card's not going down. I know the Brady rookie cards are not going down, or the Jordan or the Montana. They're not going down, or if they go down, very little. But Bitcoin goes way up and way down, and nobody knows why, and nobody knows the price. Well, it's going to go up. Why? Well, because it will. Well, that's a great answer. So do you bet football like that? Well, I'm going to bet the Chargers. Why? Well, because they're going to win. Why? Well, I don't know, but I know they're going to win. I mean, that's about the stupidity of all stupidities. So you got to understand, where do you put your 25,000? And what do we see? We see Madoff. Well, I get a nice return. What is it? Oh, I don't know, but it's a nice return. Bootleg fan videos also go up in value. Oh, okay. Are they legal though? You don't want to be in illegal stuff. I mean, guns probably go up in value too, but I don't think I'd want to. So you got to be careful buying them from somebody and then selling them. But, that's the point. It's an asset. It goes up. That's what you're looking for. So at the end of the day, the only thing that's a sure bet besides the Mantle card is the gold and silver. Because if you think about it, what's happened, this is losing value. That's what the inflation is, right? This is losing value to nothing. So anything in this is losing value. That's why I call it the Titanic. So your stocks, your bonds, anything at the bank, anything in this is all losing value at the same time. If you're holding 100 grand and you want to make 5% and you got it in the bank in an annuity, guess what? This is what happened to me. I went in to give him money to handle rent or whatever. And the guy goes, Lamar Hunt, no, this is different. I'll explain in a minute. So he tries to sell me an annuity. He says, well, you'll get 9% on your money. And I go, but it'll still be money. It'll still be this fiat crap that I don't want 9% of this, because when it goes to zero, 9% of zero is zero. So let's go to Lamar Hunt. He did not buy physical silver. He bought the options. I don't tell you to buy the options. I'm telling you to buy the physical white things full of silver. Had Lamar Hunt been smart enough to buy the silver instead of the contracts, he would have been rich. But problem with Lamar Hunt is he did not understand COMEX controls the price. We understand that, but it's about to be broken away from COMEX because of the BRICS countries. That's the signal for us that it's okay to buy gold and silver. It's going to go up. But even if it didn't go up, yeah, maybe it would be manipulated down a little bit. But normally it doesn't go down. Once gold hits, let's say 20,000, once it gets physical and not COMEX paper where they're selling 1 million ounces of bullshit air and they're not selling 1 million ounces of actual coins. That's why everybody's taking the physical, because that'll save you. The ETFs, you're fucked. You buy IRAs where you don't get the gold, you're fucked. The only way you're not fucked is to actually buy the bar or buy the coins. What do you think China has? 60,000 tons of bars, of coins, of gold. Putin, 20,000 tons of bars. Putin, you go into his house, I'm sure it's wall-to-wall gold bars sitting there. Lamar Hunt. So yes, KC collects silver. Nobody else needs it. KC. Who's KC? India has 711 tons of gold. That's why they opened 7-Eleven. Oh, that's cute. Well, what do you mean KC collects silver? Because Hunt owns the Chiefs? Is that what you're talking about? Anyway, once it hits physical, um, then then there is no going down, and nobody can fuck with it, right? The government can print this to zero. They can't print the gold to zero. So again, you can either hold on to that or that. But so the whole goal is you're trying to invest the money you made minus the money, your expenses. So 100 minus 75 is you're investing your 25 grand, and you want to be smart about it. Now, the reason nobody does gold is exactly what he's saying, Lamar Hunt and the COMEX, JP Morgan people who are keeping the price low because they have the monopoly on printing, and they don't want competition. So they don't want you to go to gold, which is what you would do. They want to keep you in the dollar. So they keep gold down. It's a weird way to do it. So it's like if I want steak, if I want the ribs at the store and it's $15.99 and I want to, okay, I'm going to go buy a steak instead, but all the steaks are $15.99. That's kind of what he's doing. He's forcing the prices up on everything else, and he's keeping the price on ribs so you don't substitute. And that's what they're doing. This is being devalued, but he keeps the price of gold down so you don't see it as the substitute, but it is. And that's what I keep talking about, is that is the substitute, is the gold and silver. Or you can go get a Mantle card or a Brady card. Those will never go down. You get a PSA 10 1965 Mantle card, you're rich, and you never worry about it. The problem will be it'll be in US dollars. So as the dollar goes down, actually the Mantle card goes up, and then you wait. Once the dollar goes out and it's priced in, then you're going to get 5 ounces of gold for your Mantle card, and you're going to be you'll be pretty excited. I would like Turkey gold. Well, all the gold's the same. Turkey, I mean, they bought a lot of gold, but you got to understand, if you're looking at central banks, China's gold is not central bank gold. Neither is Russia. Russia's gold's in Putin's backyard. China's in Zing's and all these people and all the other banks, not the central bank, because China doesn't do it like that. So only the U.S. does it, and the U.S. hasn't woken up that they need gold, because they haven't woken up. They think you can just keep printing this and there's no effect on it. Well, we know you can't just keep printing it and have no effect. That's why that's why Coke's $2.99. And if you watch Back to the Future, 1955, Coke was a nickel. That's because the money had more purchasing power. Now it's $2 or $3. Well, it's not the Coke going up, it's this going down. That's what you got to understand. Fort Knox, there's no gold there. If there is, it's not the U.S.'s. They've already loaned it out or sold it, but it's not a mystery. There's nothing there. Because if there was, they'd have paid the Germans their 300 tons and they'd let you see it. I show you what? I show you my Canadian Club 12 because I can show it to you. I show you my gold and silver because I can show it to you because I have it. So if I'm lying about it, like Fort Knox, we got 8,000 tons. Okay, let me see it. Oh, no, we're not going to show it to you. Well, if you're not going to show it to me, why wouldn't you? If you have it, you would show it to me. You'd want to prove it. You've got it. It's in an army base. It's not like people are going to come and steal it unless it's Jack Bauer or something. Cash for gold, Ed McManus, golden toilet. I don't understand that. You're talking in riddles today, Teddy. So really, it's all about you making money, paying your expenses, and what am I doing with the extra money? And so you need to understand all your alternatives. Like I said, you could play poker. You could bet sports, football, basketball. You could play baccarat and roulette. You can buy stocks. You can buy bonds. You could buy real estate trust. You can buy a house. You can buy gold and silver. You can buy Bitcoin. That's what you do with your money. So you can put it at the bank. You can get a CD. That's what you're doing because you want to grow your money. Now it's a risk. How much risk do I want to take? Do I want Amazon stock, but it's dropping? They're laying off. They fucked up. Tesla, they're going to drop. They'll never sell all the electric cars. So then it becomes a risk because you think if I just buy a stock, it'll go up. It won't just go up. It'll only just go up if it's the right stock being run by the right person and protected by the government and Wall Street the right way, which you have no idea. So you buy Coca-Cola, oh, it dropped, or you buy Coca-Cola for the dividend. Well, I can get 4% in Coca-Cola if it doesn't drop. So I believe me, with these price increases, Coca-Cola's sales are down, at least in America. I don't know. You got to understand a lot of these countries are worldwide. So mine in Barcelona, Lisbon, Amsterdam, I'm seeing Coke and Pepsi. Usually you see one. I'll see a lot of Coke in the Ukraine. I'll see a lot of Coke. I don't see any Pepsi. A lot of Coke Zero. That's the diet. And then a Coke, Sprite, Orange. That's what you got. Teddy. Buy gold teeth. I have a gold crown. Coke is Atlanta. It won't drop. Why not? Why does Atlanta matter? Pepsi lost. Well, just because Coke's in Atlanta doesn't make anything. If you price it over market, you fucked yourself. Period. So this $3 2 liters, they're fucking themselves. Even when you go, I don't understand. These people pay like $2 for the little 20-ounce can. What the fuck are you doing? You can buy the 2 liter for $3, and you're paying like I think it's probably $2.50 for a 20-ouncer. You can buy for 20 ounces. It's going to cost you, let's say, $6.50. You can get 2 liters. So I don't get it. It's cold instantly. People can't wait to get home and put ice in a cup. I drink Arizona. Okay. You're in San Francisco? How is that? I heard that place is a nightmare now. The best food is made in Irving, Texas. Have you tried food all over the world and come up with that conclusion, or just in Irving, Texas? Amsterdam has Argentinian beef, which is really good. Just an FYI. And the food in the Ukraine at the hotel I stayed at, man, it was fucking good. They had some good food in the Ukraine. It was American New York strip, and it tasted fucking great. And then went to another restaurant on the Black Sea in Odessa, and that was fucking that was Iron Chef style. So let's just say Iron Chef cooks are good. I buy Irvin tortilla chips, basically the best. Okay, if that's what you like. So that's where we're at, and this is what people don't understand. So you're investing your money to make money because that's the idea is, oh, I want to be rich. And you want to be rich because you don't want to work. But a lot of it's because you're forced to. So if you get a job you enjoy, like you're a professional poker player, but you really love it and you make money at it, it's not a job. This is not a job to me. Handicapping and then doing the class, even working at Harley, these aren't jobs to me. These are easy peasy. I mean, I hate that expression. These are very easy for me. I understand them. I get the concepts like this. I don't get paid for this. I love it though, but I want to educate because so many people don't even understand what they're doing. They're trying to invest and they don't know what to invest in. They don't understand inflation because nobody's really telling them. So you end up where a lot of people get fucked over by a Madoff, by the real estate trusts that all went belly up because they loaned money to people that couldn't afford it. They had no business loaning the loan to that you and me wouldn't have loaned them $5, and they got loans for houses. What the fuck was that? So again, it's just, you got to understand it. And most people do not understand it. Now, there's something here that I just saw on Yahoo that I want to share. Dave Ramsey sued $150 million for, and I can't read it upside down, but I will read it. Dave Ramsey sued for $150 million by former fans who followed his timeshare exit advice. This is my point about you must be careful with who you listen to. So if you listen to these idiot gold people that I tell you, or economic people, Peter Schiff, you're going to lose your ass. He doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't but you listen to him and you go, oh, I'm going to do what he says. You got to be very careful. I'm not sure what happened there. This is timeshare exit. So obviously you needed an attorney. I don't know if this guy is an attorney. This is religious news service. So I assume he asked God what to do, but he told them how to exit and it was wrong and they lost their money and he's now sued for $150 million. I don't have that problem because I'm telling you to buy gold and silver and you'll never lose with it. We're just trying to find the time when it goes up. That's what everybody asks. When's it going up? When's it going up? You buy Urban Chips, good food from Portland. You got to be careful in these cities. Portland, San Francisco are a lot of fucking danger there. You can't even think one game will tie. What are you talking about? Back rack or football? We had timeshare in Palm Springs, Indian Wells, the Dwight Eisenhower retreat. And did you get out of it? And did you get out of it okay? Did you listen to this guy or are you still in it? So I hope you made it out okay. If you did, or if you're still in it, then that's great. I'm not sure. What are you talking? You can't even think. I switch subjects so fast that if you put that in, I don't know what you're saying, what you're responding to. Back rack is Jags Bills will tie. We lost the timeshare. I don't know if the Jags Bills will tie. We lost the timeshare. You lost it. You didn't want it anymore. Timeshares are a pain in the ass. I never got involved with it because I didn't want to be forced to go to the same place every year. And then there's maintenance fees that probably go up and the whole thing. Yeah, I'll just go when I want. I want my freedom. I will go to wherever. I'll go to Vegas, get a hotel, pay the resort fee. What a ripoff is that, the resort fee? See, the $80. So I'm going to Vegas I'm going to go Sunday to Thursday. It's cheaper. And I'm going to look and I want to pay like $70, $80 for a hotel, the secondary one. I don't need Caesars and Bellagio. I walk to Caesars and Bellagio and I'll gamble. I used to watch the football there. I used to eat there. Not anymore because you can't fucking eat there and you can't, you got to pay like $150 to watch the football. So you can play poker there. But that's about it. But I don't need to stay there. And I've stayed there before. And how long are you in the room? But now, I'm looking, let's say $80 for a weekday in Vegas. But now what do they do? Well, here's $80. Oh, there's this resort fee of another $70. You're now paying $150. And then if you drive in, like Teddy would from Portland or Frisco, he might have parking fees because he's going to park there at $25 a day, I would assume. So you have all these extra fees added on. And then good luck finding a restaurant there. The food court is a joke. And if you're going to watch football, I don't even know how you watch it. You got to stand for 6 hours. It's fucking ridiculous. So I don't know what you do with Caesars. But that's putting them over market. And I don't know how many, people from California are driving there. Are they still? A lot of people are leaving California for Vegas and for Texas. So are they still going to Vegas? So that was a weekend, Friday night, and you leave Sunday. And you could see Vegas just fill up Friday night. And then Saturday was really packed. And then Sunday night, nobody's there. Monday was perfect. Nobody was there. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Risked it all, $10, got shoelace. I won I spent less than 24 hours in Vegas. I won shoelace in a vending machine and my lace was broken. Risked it all, $10, got the shoelace. Okay. So again, you got to watch where they put you over market. right? You've got to be if you're running the business, you've got to be very conscious of the market. And if you're the market, you also have to be very conscious. Teddy's saying about chips, right? What did he say? The best foods in Irvin. I buy tortilla chips, basically the best. So tortilla chips, and I assume Irvin. I buy Irvin tortilla chips. Okay, so let's say they're $3 for a bag, and he buys them. Now they go up to $10 a bag. Are you then going to substitute them and say, you know what, they're too expensive, I'm going to buy something else? Or are you saying, well, $10 is still not my market. I would pay 20 for these for chips. Okay, maybe it's like me with the nuts. $7.99, I'll pay 16 ounces of almonds or cashews or whatever, but not $10.99. Now I'm a little bit, maybe I'll buy, well, I think what I'll do is I'll buy them once in a while. So once a month instead of 3 times a month, I'll buy nuts. Usually I buy them like once a month. So maybe I buy them every 2 or 3 months, I'll spend the $10 on them. Or on payday, or, I get, it's a good football week or something, then I can do it. So anyway, these are all the ways that you can risk your money to make more money. And keep in mind, all of them are a risk, but gold and silver, and probably the Mantle and Brady cards are probably zero risk. Montana's rookie, Rice's rookie, a nice Sandy Koufax, Clemente. Yeah, you don't got too much risk there, especially when it's already graded PSA 8, PSA 9 for the older cards. You're not going to lose. You buy the Montana rookie PSA 10 for $100,000, you're not losing money on it. Again, keep in mind, there can be several markets and several auctions for it, and you might see different prices, but theoretically it's the same. One might sell for 90, one might sell for 100, one might sell for 110, but you're roughly about that 100. I mean, so you're really not going to lose on it. But that's what you want. See, the point is, you think just because you invest, you're going to make money, and you're going to turn your 25 grand into 100 grand. Well, that's not necessarily the case. That's the point. You're not really trying to, you certainly don't want to lose it like Attack on Wall Street. The guy puts his 60 grand into Reds for the houses, and it goes to zero. Well, wait a minute. He's taking his money and he's trying to make money on it. This is the problem. People risk their money with this guy here, Mr. Dave Ramsey, right? Oh, this is how I'll get out of it. And then I lose. Well, wait, I didn't take your advice to lose. I took your advice to win. So that's the point. That's what you're doing. That's why do you work? You work so you can buy things. If you didn't work, what are you going to live off the government? Who's going to give you, like my Social Security, $2,300 when it was really $2,300, but I get 3 times that amount with a job. So why would I want? Then I don't get a skill. So if I do the week way out, which is I don't want to work, I'll collect unemployment, Social Security, whatever it is from the government. I never build a skill set. I can never make 100 grand because I don't have a skill set that's going to be worth it. Well, sitting at home watching video games and TV is not a skill set, and nobody's going to pay you to do that. And I think that's what happens to pretty girls. They're so pretty that people take care of them when they're young, 18, 19, 20, and they don't build a skill set. Then they have a kid, and then their mother, then they get the divorce because they're not as pretty anymore into their 30s, and the guy goes for another 20-year-old, and the hot 20-year-old who's now an average-looking 30-year-old has no skill set. Well, I've been a stay-at-home mom. Well, you can work at the grocery store. This is the big problem I see with these girls. some of them who aren't smart to build skill sets. If you're smart enough to build a skill set or build a brand and sell, you're pretty and you're selling bathing suits or you're selling underwear, bras, or vacations. That's what you should do as a pretty girl, is use your beauty to make money. Then you have a skill. Now I'm a model. Look at Brady's wife, right? She's a model making millions of dollars. What's her skill? Her looks are her skills. But that's okay. If somebody's willing to pay her to be a Victoria's Secrets model. So I'm sure she works out and gets in shape and looks really pretty, and that helps her make the money. So she does have to work, but it's physical in the gym. Anyway, I get a undergrad, I get a master's, I get years of experience in finance. Now I get the reward. Now when people need me, I get paid for my experience. That's what I mean. So that's how you build it up. So you're trying to work to make the money to pay your expenses so you can be an individual, live on your own, not have anybody tell you what to do. Believe me, the government will tell you what to do if you go that route. That's what's called communism. That's what's called socialism. You go to the government for money. Okay, I'll give you the money in one condition. You got to do this X, Y, and Z. You can only spend so much on food. You can't go on vacations. You can't do this. You can't play poker. You can't bet football. I mean, who the fuck would do that then? So that's why you depend on yourself. That's the beauty of laissez-faire capitalism, is you do what you want. You get your skill set. You make your money. You buy your place to let you determine how much you want to spend. So you determine your income minus what you spend, and the left is what you do. Go on vacations, eat nice, or you can buy gold and silver. You can buy baseball cards. So when I got married, my wife wanted to get into baseball cards. So she buys a box of hockey cards, and then we went to card shows and we started buying all these cards. Now, I didn't know at first because it was like we got married in 1990, but after I got my master's and I learned about gold, I would have been buying every penny would have went into gold and silver in the 90s at $2.50 an ounce. This was $2.50 an ounce, 1995. So I could have bought, I could have probably bought 4 ounces of gold every other week when I got paid. And I wouldn't be working now. I'd just be doing this, but I wouldn't be working. And that's really the key. So if you get into the right thing, you can be very wealthy. That's why I hate when somebody says, well, I bought crypto at $10, what is it, an ounce? And now it's, it went up to 60,000. Well, good for you. You bought a piece of crap. It got overvalued and then it dropped. And then you're buying it, waiting for it to go back up, which you won't do because nobody knows what it is. It's just Russian mafia. So that's really, okay, people get lucky, but I don't want to hear that because you just got lucky. I want to hear you get skill. I play poker. I'm a good poker player. I play, I bet football. I play backrack. I got my money in the right stocks. I understand that. Gold and silver is the easiest thing. You can't lose. It's going to go way up. It can't go to zero like all this stuff. So now it's finally coming to fruition, but that's really where you want to invest or just move your money as protection and investment. It's kind of both, but that's what life is, right? You make money, you spend so much, you have this much left over. What do I do with it? And that's where the problem is. So then you get all these scammers. Oh, buy this stock, buy this, they're trying to sell you. That's all Wall Street is. Oh, you know what? I got this big stock tip for you. This stock can't lose. And you're intrigued. And then you go, oh, well, you got to pay $100. I'll give you the stock. Oh, sure. Here's $100. I'm going to make all this money. And he gives you a stock, Coca-Cola, and it doesn't go up. Now, you've listened to somebody you shouldn't have listened to. You've got your money in a stock that you have no idea if it's going up or down, and you don't know why you bought it, so you don't know when to get out, and then it doesn't go up. and now you're fucked. You put your 25 grand in. I guess you're expecting it to go to 50 grand. In reality, it probably goes from 25 grand to 27 grand, and you make a little bit on the dividends. And then you get bored of it and you go, fuck, what am I in this stock for? I want some. Oh, look at Apple went way up. Look at Tesla went way up. And that's all being manipulated, right? So then what are you going to do? Jump in there after it went way up? I mean, you can't do that. It's like betting a football game at half, it's 35-0. Oh shit! Now I want to bet the team up 35-0. Well, it's too late. The game's already halftime. So that's the problem. People will tell you, "Oh, I was in Amazon at 35 cents, and now it's at $300." What they won't tell you is when they're in Timbuktu at 35 cents and it went to zero. Or I'm in ABC and it went 35 cents and it went to zero. You don't hear those stories, unfortunately. They only tell you the good ones because they want to sucker you in or they want to mate off you. Don't worry how I do it. I'm going to make you money. Here it is. Don't worry. Don't ask questions. You know what? If you got to ask questions, I don't want you. Oh, you got that many people scamming, giving you scam to do that? All right. Let me read Teddy here. $10. Okay. Montana, they tried to get rid of him in 83. He was cool. He cheated. The headset was broken. He was cool. The Berg was better. Casey fans know it. Okay. Live off $1,300 a month. Really? Wow. 27. My army wife was 19. Okay. That's as long as you got along and you made each other happy. 28 model. They say my wife made me a Warcraft gold farmer. Okay, I don't understand that, but that's good. I mean, I'm not saying not to, and I'm not saying that. I say that's what happens to a lot of young, pretty girls. They become a housewife. They don't build skills. So just because you're a housewife, you can still do Excel out of the house. You can do things out of the house and still, get to school, the key is building your skill set and building something that's needed, like me in finance. If you can interpret stocks, you'd be very valuable because all these people want a stock that's going to go. Or you understand gold, but you have to be able to do what I do and explain it. You have to be able to explain. So you have to get to the level to make money is to explain that inflation is the devaluation of the dollar. That's it. So you have to understand it. And then you have to understand this is going to zero and you're only out gold and silver. So you have to understand all that to be able to teach it or to explain it. You can't just say, well, that's what most of these idiots do is inflation's price is going up. So if we have deflation, prices will go down, the value of the dollar will go up, which is bullshit. That's not what's happening. If people follow that advice, they're all going broke. Most of the people, the reason they say are going broke is because they don't understand this is going to zero and gold will go to the moon. And so they need to transfer the money into gold. They don't understand that. If you understood it, you'd be buying gold all along and you'd be sitting on 60,000 tons like the Chinese. So if you're sitting on 1 ton, which is 10,000 ounces, you'd never work again in your life and you'd never have to worry about it going to zero. You'd be happy as hell. So that's really, really what, if you understand stocks, if you understand real estate trust, then you can play the game. You got to understand poker. You got to understand baccarat and blackjack. You got to understand football betting and baseball betting and basketball betting. You have to understand what you're doing. That's the other area that I excel in is the football betting. The baseball betting, I understand okay, and I look at it as betting the pitcher and the earned run average because a good pitcher, and you can ask Bobby when he gets here, can't hit a good, Bobby probably could not hit Nolan Ryan or would be lucky if you got a hit off of them. No offense, Bobby, but when you get the really good pitcher, you can't hit them. So that's why the pitcher's the main focal to baseball. This 5-inning crap I don't like. I guess they realize how valuable they are, but there's not enough good pitchers to go around to sit there and think you're going to do that. 1 second, I made some ginger tea. Sorry about that. So I was watching my doctor on ginger, and I didn't know what to do with the ginger root, because if you buy ginger, the little spice, which I know is very healthy for you, it's not that much. It's like $5. And I said, well, why don't I buy ginger root? It's the same fucking thing. But I didn't know what to do with it. So what you do with it, you get the little root and you cut it and then you peel it like you would a cucumber. So now you see the brown. And what you do is you put it into a pan and you heat tea or water. And then you pour the water into the pan where I got 3 little ginger roots, and let it sit for 10, 15 minutes. Although now I think I let it sit for an hour, and let the ginger flavor go out. It's called ginger tea. And I put cinnamon in and a lemon in and stuff like that. And tastes pretty good. But that's what you're looking at. So anyway, so it's very healthy for you, the ginger. Sort of like the lemon and the cinnamon, all the stuff I tell you to eat is very healthy for you. All right, so let's go to yesterday's baseball. Now, I know I believe one lock or one strong play, which was Colorado plus the 150. And it won. Well, Denver's 8.5 tomorrow. So let's go to baseball, which we can talk about later. Okay. So if we go to the second, then we'll get into baseball right now. So let's go through my thing. Milwaukee 5-4 over the Reds. I don't think I played it. No. Miami 4-0 over Oakland. I actually had Oakland over. I don't know why I played it over. I think their pitcher gives up 12 runs a game. That's why. Pirates 7-5. I had Pitt over 9.5. They win 7-5 is 12. That's a win. Washington 8-7 over Philly. I had Philly under 9. That's a loss. Toronto 3-0 against the Mets. That one I had under. Verlander pitched. He lost, but he only gave up. I don't even know if he gave up 3 runs. It was 3-0 final. But that was 2 good pitchers. Texas, Seattle. Texas under 8. Texas wins 2-0. Another under winner. Chicago. I didn't have it against Detroit. Chicago 3-0, another under game. I thought I played that one. Colorado, Kansas City. Colorado, I just took straight. Plus 150 money line against KC. The pitcher on KC was 0-8 with an 80 ERA. Colorado wins 7-2. There you go. So we had a live dog, and we had a big bet on the live dog. That was the only really strong one I had. And there's two ways you bet. One, you bet on the favorite. You bet on Mahomes. And two, you bet like against Fields, against, Tagliabue, against the Lions, against the real weak teams. We'll be doing it against Indy and Houston and Tennessee next year. You bet against the bad teams, or you bet on the good teams. So the bad teams suck. Houston and California, 6-2, 8. I had under 7.5. I lost. Minnesota and Cleveland. Didn't play this one. Arizona against Atlanta. I have under 9. The score is 3-2 Arizona, another winner. The Cubs and the Padres. I had the Padres. The Cubs won 2-1. Lost that. And the Yanks under, they lost 8-4 to Kershaw. Like I say, Kershaw, for some reason, they always get high-scoring games with him. I've been noticing that for a while. Excuse me. Kershaw with this low ERA, and then you figure all of being under, and they always score 8, 9, 10 runs, and they all go over. And the last was Baltimore 3-2 over Frisco. I had Frisco. So Boston, I think, was rained out. Yeah, postponed. So a real good day. The lock winning Colorado, a lot of the unders winning, a couple overs. So let's look at today's. So we got a game starting in 10 minutes. They're playing a doubleheader. This is the only one. Then the rest are starting at 2 and then tonight. So we've got Tampa and the Red Sox. We got Kelly. I'm in the wrong one. I got to go to the other. This is scores and odds, but they don't give the ERAs superficially. So you got to go more into it. So here you get the score, but then you see the ERAs. Scores and odds doesn't give you that much detail, so I don't want to keep going in and out and dicking around. So let's look, 2-3. So we got Kelly, 0-1 with a 4.91 for Tampa, and Whitlock, 2-2 with a 5.14. Over under 9. I'm going to go over in this game. Boston, over 9. It's in Fenway. Both pitchers stink, so it should be a pretty high-scoring game. Detroit and Chicago. Lorenzen for Detroit, 2-2 with a 3.5 against Cease, 3-3 with a 4.8. I like Cease. He's a good pitcher. This Lorenzen. If you'd listen to the Tiger radio I do on the way to the pool, you'd have thought we'd have Nolan Ryan and Sandy Koufax on the team. Every pitcher is great. Every hitter is great. It's like we should be world champs. So I don't know. Again, Cease, Lorenzen. I don't really have a play. Probably Chicago. I like Cease. I don't know who this Lorenzen is, but we'll see. So right now I'll leave it alone. Seattle and Texas. Woo for Seattle. You must know Ric Flair. Woo. 0-0 with an 0 ERA against Andrew Heaney, 4-3 with the 3.76. See, the problem with Woo, you don't know how many innings he's pitched, so the 0 means nothing. The 3.76. Let's take Texas in this one. What the fuck? Philly, Washington. Now I had it under and it went over, so I'm inclined to think they're hitting. I got Hank Stram, 4-3 with a 3.20 against Gore for Washington. 3-3 with the 3.57. Really tough again. Great, but decent pitching. Over under 8.5. I'm going to go over just because It went over yesterday with the similar pitching. I just think there's too much hitting. St. Louis and Pitt yesterday. Pitt over. It won. We got Montgomery for St. Louis 4.48. We got Ortiz for Pitt 4.35. Over under 9. We'll keep going. We'll take the trend. Pitt over 9. See, when they're hitting and scoring, we like to keep going with them. Colorado, KC. Now, I don't have the same thing as I had yesterday, although KC is a 150 favorite. Gomber, 4-4 with a 7 ERA. You can't bet this guy against Lynch, 0-0 with a 3.38 ERA. So here you'd almost have to bet KC. Problem is KC's only won 17 games, so I can't bet them. I can't really bet Colorado with this. I don't know about over under, so I'm going to leave that alone. Milwaukee, Cincinnati. This, I think it went over, but I didn't play it. Ray, 2-3 with a 4.89 against Ashcraft, 3-3 with a 5.55. This is easy. Cincy over 10. California and Houston. Sandoval for California, 3-4 with a 3.42. Javier for Houston, 6-1 with a 2.9. Now the question is, do we take Houston or do we take it under? I'm going to go under. I went under yesterday, and I went under 7.5. It lost. So let's take Houston. Let's just take Houston money line minus 175. Javier 6-1. You know, he's a dude. Toronto and the JETS Jets, Bobby. Berrios 5-4 to 3.86 against McGill 5-3 4.67. It ain't no Verlander and Scherzer. So what do you do with this? Berrios 3.86. Miguel 4.67. We had the Mets under yesterday. Oh no, that one. Yeah, with Verlander. So that won, but we don't have Verlander today. Probably more scoring. Yeah, let's go over. JETS, Jets. Over 8.5. Oakland and Miami. Medina 0-4 with a 6.83. As Oakland sucked. That Moneyball's working pretty good, Brad Pitt. Perez for Miami, 2-1 to 2.84. We'll take Miami all day. Money line. This is 2.10. Yeah. Really just bet against Oakland. They won 12 games. We don't know the second game of Tampa-Boston yet. Cleveland Mini. Allen, 2-2 with a 2.72 for Cleveland. Sonny Gray, 4-0 with a 1.94. This game we're going to go mini under 7.5. And we're going to lock this. This is going to be our lock, like Colorado was yesterday. Yankees and the Dodgers. So lock the under in the Cleveland mini game. The Yanks and the Dodgers. Garrett Cole 6-0 with the 2.93 against Grove. 0-1. We're taking the Yanks. And again, the money line. And so they're going to be minus 115 at the Dodgers. Baltimore and the Niners. Bradish 2-1 with a 3.89 for Baltimore. Cobb 4-2 with a 3.05. Over under of 8. I took the Niners yesterday and lost. Baltimore beat them in a low-scoring game. So let's go under. SF under 8. The Cubbies and the Padres. I had San Diego and the Cubbies won with garbage. Here you got Drew Smiley, 5-2, 3.45 against Hugh Darvish, 3-4 with the 4.61. I'm just gonna lay away from it. I don't know. Hugh Darvish is good. He's not good. His record sucks, but he's good. Smiley was on the Tigers, so he sucks. I don't know. I'll leave that alone. In Atlanta, Arizona, we had Arizona under, which won. We've got Spencer Strider for Atlanta, 297 against Ryan Nelson, 537. So we're going to take Atlanta in this game. And we get 175. Wow, that's a steal right there. Atlanta plus 170. No, wait. No, that's the Cubs. Atlanta's. Oh, no, Atlanta's minus 210. I apologize. I was looking at the Cubs San Diego, where San Diego's minus 175. No, Atlanta's minus 210, which makes sense. Now you'll say, well, wait a minute, Teaser King, Professor, that's I gotta lay a lot. I don't like laying that much in a money line. My question is why? If a game fucking wins and you bet money to win, why do you care if you're laying 200 or 300 if it's going to win? Sure, they'll lose, but in baseball, there's no other way. You either bet money line or over under. So if you got a pitcher who's 5-2 with a 2.97 ERA against Ryan Nelson, who's 2-2 with a 5.37, the odds are Atlanta's going to win. Why do you care if you bet 200 to win 100? What is the problem with that? Think about it. You're probably doing the same in football when you're laying 10 and the odds are 110 or one. They're supposed to be 110 to win 100, but you're laying odds. So not quite sure what the difference is. The difference is, well, one thing in football, if you win, you don't pay the juice. You get the juice back in football, which is really unique. I'm surprised they haven't changed that yet. We're here. I lay the 210 and then I win the 100. Yeah, I guess I get the 210 back too. That's the odds to get it, but I don't pay the odds, so I wouldn't pay that either. So if I bet 210 to win 100, if I win, I get back the 310, my 210 plus. Okay, so we're fine there. All right, so that's baseball. We'll quickly run through it. The Boston game just is about to start. Boston over 9 in game 1. We like Texas. I got to put the money line. Texas minus 145. So we have Boston plus 9 starting now. Texas, you got time, minus 145. The Phillies over 8.5. The Steelers over 9. The Bengals over 10. Houston minus 175. The Jets plus 8.5. Miami minus 210. Minnesota, that's our lock, minus under 7.5. The Yankees minus 115. The 49ers under 8. And Atlanta minus 210. Those are the picks today. So let's go to the NBA. And of course, we got the one game, and of course, that's tomorrow. So Miami's the 8 seed, beat the 1 and the 2 seeds, and then Denver's the 1 seed, beat the Lakers. So you beat LeBron, you're good. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and the line is not here. Fuck. And the NBA line, Denver's 8.5, over under 215. So I haven't really scouted the over. Let's see, what was 104.93. They played a 197 with an over under of 218. And this is a 215 over under. So it's a high over under, I think. So I don't know. I don't know if these teams are over unders. I don't pay that much attention to it. I'm not a basketball, bet the playoffs a little bit, like the Golden State ones, but I know Golden State. I don't know Miami. Uh, but Kevin Butler from the Bears is on it, and then you got the Nuggets. You got Dan Issel, David Thompson. So yeah, I don't know. All right, let's look at the NFL. So week 1 in the NFL starts on 9/7, and then 9. That's a Thursday. Then 9/10. We got the Chiefs 6.5, 53.5 over the Lions. We've got Atlanta 3, 43.5 over Carolina. We got Baltimore 9.5, 45 over Planet Houston, and the should be an under. Cincinnati 2.5, 47.5 against Cleveland. We got Joe Burrow plus 3.5. Thank you very much. The Jaguars 3.5 over 44 over Indy, who's their quarterback. Minnesota 6.5, 46 against Tampa. Look for Minnesota. Look for Tampa to suck this year. So we'll be betting against Tampa because they are terribly coached, depending on the quarterback. I hope they start Trask, but we'll see. New Orleans 3.5, 42 against Tennessee. I like New Orleans. I think they'll be good this year. Tennessee, they don't have a quarterback. Is Henry their running back? I don't think so. They're in big problems. It could be an under because they won't score, but they have great defense. 49ers 3 over the Steelers. This is the actual game, Bobby. This is football. Minus 342. We love the under here. Although Purdy sounds like he'll be ready to go for week 1, but we'll see as it gets closer. He's been throwing. Just has to strengthen the elbow, and then he'll be ready to go. Washington 6 over Arizona, over under 40.5, probably an under. Without Kyler Murray, Arizona's nothing. We'll have to see who the backups. So we need to get to the backups and who's the quarterbacks before we make our final selections. The Bears 2.5, 44.5 over Green Bay, Vince Lombardi. Hard to believe the Bears are favored over anybody. How good is Jordan Love? Is it even going to show against? See, here's the problem. Let's say he has a good game against the Bears. Well, the Bears don't have a defense, so it really doesn't mean anything. If he has this against the Steelers or the Ravens or the Niners or Philly, now we're talking. But I don't see that happening. So right now I like probably the over in the game, or the Packers in 8.5. Denver 3.5, 45 over Oakland. Love Denver as long as Brady's not quarterbacking, which sounds like he won't be. Again, you have Sean Payton and Russell Wilson and the guys. Look for a big year from Denver. I assume so. I mean, Sean Payton and Russell Wilson's not as bad as he looks. So I assume this should be a real big year for him. San Diego 2.5, 49.5 over Miami. In San Diego, probably like the over 43.5 here. Both pretty explosive teams with no defense. Philly 4, 46.5 over New England. Love the game under. New England doesn't have much, but they do have a good defense. And then Philly, great defense. Okay, offense. They're more of the A team. New England just doesn't have any offense, but a good defense. So look for this to be an under game. The Rams and the Seahawks. Seattle minus 5.5, 46.5. I love the Seahawks here. Although I'm not sure, did Aaron Donald retire? Cooper Kupp and Stafford, are they going to be back? But I still like the Seahawks with the running backs, the receivers. Quarterback's not bad. The defense, I know they drafted a couple that should help them. Dallas 3 over the Giants, 46.5. I'm kind of leaning at the under here. The Giants are just going to play Army-Navy, run the ball. Dallas, Prescott with his 3 interceptions have got to hurt them scoring a lot. The Giants, I don't know. They should have a decent defense, not great. I just like it under with Dallas, mostly Dallas's defense. And last but not least, Buffalo, 1.5, 47 over the Jets, Jets. Absolutely love the Jets as a home dog with Aaron Rodgers. Over under 47. It's hard because the Jets have this great defense. So I see this game being very close. Tease the dog. If the Jets go to a favorite, tease Buffalo. Tease the dog over 7. And that is pro football. Oh, my God. So tired and sneezing. I think I'll try the pool today, do my stretches. My back's still sore, which I don't know why. I've had this before, and it's a few days, it goes away. I got some like a Ben Gay type to put on there, and then I've been taking fish oil, but fuck it, I started taking the ibuprofen again just to get all. That's probably why I'm tired. That makes me tired for some reason. I take ibuprofen at 9 o'clock at night. By 9:30, I'm sleeping. So I think that's what I'm looking at. So that's your baseball, football week 1. That's your economics lesson. Why we like gold is because nobody can print it. That's it. You own it. You can never go to zero like attack on Wall Street, like Madoff. This is going to zero, that for sure. Every currency not backed by gold went to zero. This will be, and all of them will be no exception. So what you have is all the dollars being fiat going to zero, leaves this huge thirst for gold and silver. That's all I can say. The logic goes. JP Morgan US can try to hold the dollar and put the derivatives in and keep the value down, but it can't last. Too many people want the gold price up, like the Chinese and the Russians. And if the Chinese and the Russians want the price up, it's going up. And that's probably the big thing. So, excuse me. Anyway, it's hard sleeping sometimes on my back. The nerve starts hurting. Then I got to turn, but it wakes me up, and then you got to get back to sleep. So anyway, that's what's going on. There's a new Alistair on today, but I don't think it's any different than what he wrote and what he's done. So this is the As Good as Gold Boys, Alistair McLeod. This is on 2 hours ago. Well, a couple hours. So I started watching it. I'll probably finish that, have my avocado. And I'm debating about eating today. I really want to clean myself up. And I know the longer now, I haven't eaten since dinner yesterday. So it's been, maybe 5 o'clock, 12, and 8. So it's been 20 hours. So I'd like to get one more hour in and let the autography kind of heal me and then go from there. But anyway, so if you want, Alistair, it's pretty similar. He's just talking to the Aussies, and he's saying the same thing. The Russian guys writing this thing, and the COMEX is blowing up, and this reminds me of 71. And the only thing that reminds me of 72 is the Immaculate Reception by the Steelers. It's funny. I was at the swim club. It's a swim. It's a rec center type of thing, but they have a pool and a basketball. So this guy's in a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey, and it's Rod Woodson. I mean, I know it by the number. And as I'm walking by the kid, I go, "Where's your Franco Harris jersey?" Like, if you're going to buy Steelers, how the fuck do you not buy Franco Harris, Joe Green, Lynn Swann? Are you fucking buying Ron Woodson? That's like if I see a Boston Bruin jersey and it's not number 4, I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind? You're going to wear Bruins and you don't wear Bobby Orr? You're out of your fucking mind. And yes, Bobby, it's ORR, not ORE. I love the Bobby language. O-R-E. You're adorable, Bobby. Anyway, nothing new, Teddy. I don't know. Strange questions by Teddy. But what the fuck? It was fun. Baseball again. The one lock today, we're going to go with Minnesota under 7.5. 2 low ERA pitchers going in that game. We like Texas, Philly over, Pitt over, Cincy over, Houston, the Mets over, Miami, mini under lock, Yankees, the 49ers under 8, and Atlanta. That is today's picks. Yesterday we did pretty well. Hit the lock of Colorado, and I went about even on the rest. That's okay. Didn't really have money on most of them. Just getting the feet wet now that basketball is over. Keep your eye on gold. Why did gold go down? Again, they're just playing a game. They're trying to get out. And they're in when they do a derivative, they're saying, oh, when it hits 1950, I sell it. And so they got to get it down to 1950 to sell it. And that's why they keep doing it, but eventually it won't. It won't do anything. So let's look at so if you look at gold price, so gold's right at 1948, silver's 23.62. That's what closed yesterday. So keep that in mind. Gold should start going up, but it doesn't matter. This is bullshit. Gold will go way up once we go physical, once the BRICS in August, and now it should go earlier once some more banks collapse, once people realize they're being made off. See, this is the problem. People don't realize they're being made off. If you got this, it's made off. It's zero. You're going to be zero. And you're going to go, oh my God, what do we do? We're going to blame the government. Da, 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 da. Why didn't the SEC warn us? No, it's on you. Buy your gold, buy your silver, and you don't have to worry about the price going to zero. We're already knowing it's going to go to zero, right? So you shouldn't be caught by surprise like Madoff. Why was anybody caught by surprise? If everybody who was in Madoff didn't realize it was a Ponzi scheme, what the fuck are they investing in it for? That was the only thing it could have been. Oh, I'm going to make money every month in your portfolio, in your little stock game. You're going to make money every month. Every month. Oh, okay. That's like me hitting every baseball game I just told you. It ain't going to happen. And if it does happen, then there's a problem. Then you got to smell what I'm cooking because you're going, fuck, there's no way he can hit every game yesterday and every game today. That's what Madoff was doing. And you were getting a nice 15%, and everybody was like, shut up, don't ask questions, just take the 15%. And they all knew it was a Ponzi scheme. So when it finally collapsed, shouldn't have surprised anybody that it was a Ponzi scheme. That was very obvious what it was. All right, I think I've had enough. I'm going to go get a little bite and then go swim. I think I'll get Chinese today. I've been debating about it, but I think I'll get some, and we'll see. Just a nice Saturday thing to do. Gets me out. All right, everybody. Have a great day. www.teaserking.com. You want to email me, please feel free to. You'll get the email on teaserking.com. And I guess that's about it. So have a wonderful weekend. Good luck. And if you're betting the baseball, just, these would be like 2 stars, and I normally give 10 stars. So don't get too excited with them. If you're betting them and you have your own, you like Cincy over, and I gave you Cincy over, maybe you put something on it. But the only one I really like are Minnesota under. And again, that's because 2 strong pitchers with low ERAs are pitching. Shouldn't be a lot of runs. So we're hoping for that. Outside of that, have a nice day. Enjoy the summer. Go buy your gold and silver, and good luck. And again, the point is, you've got your extra money you're investing, or you're trying to make money on, and the best way to make your money would be in gold and silver, not in stocks, bonds, keeping it in the bank, real estate. It's all going to collapse. All right. Have a nice day, everybody. Thank you. Take care.